To varying degrees, we can continue to debate some of the questions that you've raised today for hours. Things like pension and the general fund and staffing and so on and so forth. I would just ask persons who are watching this, how do you like Modesto? Do you want to see improvement? Do you want your quality of life to improve? Do you want the presence of more police officers in your neighborhood, in your shopping centers, in your kids' schools? And if the answer is yes, then let's do something about it. If you're happy with where you're at as a city, if you're happy with how the appearance of our city, if you don't have a tremendous amount of pride as you drive through this city, as I do, although I am saddened by the appearance in some areas, then perhaps vote no on the measure. But if you want to see improvement, if you want to see change, if you want to see us move the misery index where Modesto is no longer a favorable city to live, then let's do something about it. This is a solution. This is a roadmap, and I can accept the fact that there are others in this room who have a different point of view. That's what's terrific about this issue. But it is a roadmap. It is an opportunity to change what we look like, what Modesto feels like, and what it is. Carol has so eloquently stated that there are good examples around us not too far away. And this is an opportunity to make a change. And I would just urge Modestans to take the opportunity to start that change on November 5th.
So I just am reminded of how frustrated we all are with the debate in Washington right now in Congress. And it is based on the fact that many different people have found little pieces of something that they don't like, and they are willing to hold everything up until they get exactly what they want. And I think there's some of that in this debate. It's not everything for everybody, and there are things that all of us might change, little things. But this is what public policy and community is about, is that we take things and we accept the fact that in the broadest sense, it's as good as it can be for the community at large. And so what I'm really looking for in this, as for my personal support, is, are we better off with Measure X than we are if it doesn't pass? And the answer to that is clearly yes, and so that's why I'm supporting it.
Well, for myself, and I'm an employer here in Modesto, and actually the former chairman of the Republican Central Committee in Stanislaus County. So I never get excited about taxes. But this is beyond that. To me, it's a quality of life issue. And if you want to further damage our economy, let's have that reduction in public safety with policemen protecting us and firemen protecting us. Let's continue with deterioration of our roads. And let's continue on the path of looking at the past and the decisions made on the past. I don't do that. I look at the decisions that we need to make in the future. And to do that, you have to get behind, in my opinion, a Measure X, because you're going to improve the quality of life. You're going to bring jobs to Modesto, in my opinion, and you're going to have a safer community. People want a safe community. They're going to bring jobs. They're going to bring people to dine in downtown Modesto. They're going to bring people to shop in Modesto if they are convinced that they're not going to be harmed. And that is what's at stake here. So to me, it's a quality of life issue, period. Thank you.
I'll let the chief wrap up with my time.
Well, I think Carol said it best. It's a penny investment. This is an investment on our future, on everyone's quality of life. Whether you shop here, drive here, send children on a school bus to go to school here, by every objective measurement, Measure X is going to make us a safer city. We can debate a number of other issues ad nauseum. The fact is, 1 cent can change how we view Modesto, how Modesto is. This report that was recently put out by the police department, you are more likely to be a victim of a crime in Modesto than 7 or 8 comparable sized cities, I believe. And I don't know the name of the cities today. But we can change that. There's been enough victimization in our community, and now's an opportunity to change, and that's what Measure X does.
I don't think we can brush off, as was just done by the proponents, the issue of salaries and benefits. When you have, and we also spoke of the community at large, when you have the community at large bringing in approximately $50,000 per year in a household, which could be 2 incomes, and we reflect upon city employees making close to $100,000 a year, I say the penny needs to go to those that are making the $50,000 a year. And we need to come up with better long-term strategies, whether it's the fire department, the police department, the parks department, whatever. We can't keep tagging the little people with the penny. Sorry, Dave.
No, that's fine. I agree 100%. In fact, I think that it's a shame that all we have heard about is policemen and what they need. We are not here to criticize the policemen or firemen. It's the last thing on our minds. And we're not, and I want our city employees to be paid fairly and honestly, and if we make a promise, we honor it to all our employees. But facts are still facts. Our salaries and benefits in this city are among the highest in the nation. When we travel all over the country, we talk politics, and people are totally amazed at how much our government is paid. And it seems to me that there's an ethos here that says the government is far more important than the people. The resources the government demands is far more important than the resources that the people earn. Somebody's got to earn that penny, and it's not a penny. It's 1% of what we spend. People have to earn that, transfer it to the government, and then the government will spend it. Another fallacy here is it's not a safety tax, it's a general tax. It will be spent, I don't care what anybody says, the law is the law. The city charter of this city absolutely says the mayor and the council can't interfere with the administrative or executive duties of the city manager. End of discussion. And the rest of that discussion is, all we have to do is look at the past. They say the past is not a predictor of the future. Baloney. Of course it is. I mean, people do what people do. And our government has done horrible things in the past. Should we talk about the courthouse fiasco? Should we talk about building low-cost apartments for $280 a square foot? Should we talk about cronyism and SCAP and misuse of funds there? I mean, how many scandals do we want to talk about that somehow people forget? Well, I don't forget that, and my colleagues don't forget that, and most of my neighbors and friends don't either. They say it's a quality of life issue. Well, what about the quality of life of the single mother with 3 kids working 2 jobs and earning, the average woman in Modesto makes $20,000 a year. The average man in Modesto makes $37,000 a year. It's in the census files. It's not I'm not saying that, I'm repeating it. I believe the quality of the citizens' lives is important. And government is there to serve, not loot. I learned a long time ago, leadership is everything. Everything comes from leadership. And a friend of mine said, success is no mistake. Well, neither is failure. This city management has failed to take care of the things that affect our quality of life and determine where we go, and it's determined where we are. That's not an accident. They chose, our friends to the right said, we make, decisions are made on purpose. Well, they were. They were. If we're in crisis today, who caused it? The taxpayer or the government?
I have no issue about not dwelling on the past and mistakes made in the past, nor do I have any issue with looking forward. It's important that we do that. If we don't pay attention to history, it's bound to repeat itself. History has shown that we've got some real problems in how we spend money in this city. I question whether it's going to be spent properly or not.